1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3.
Hello, hello.
Wanna swing. Can I get some water?
From the
Course.
chandelier.
Thank you.
Did you guys Did you
All
guys
right.
see that there's a pope that's can you hear me? Oh yeah. There's a pope there's like a nomination for the pope that's Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen all the memes?
No.
All the memes. They're like, if this
No.
pope is Filipino, you can guarantee on Sunday Mass there will be karaoke after. Yeah, which I kind of wanted to give a shout out to Pope Francis, you know. May he rest in peace. I was not a big I was not a big into like religion or anything
Yeah.
like that, you know, but I am big on people who are good. Yeah.
Homie was very progressive.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. I
Yeah.
know he would have enjoyed this.
He would
He
have.
used to watch this. I mean, we're down one viewer. It's okay.
It's okay. He still
Bitch.
subscribed, thank God.
Well, okay. We're going to go ahead and get today's episode started, you guys. We are back again. I think you guys have already realized that the kind of like scheduling stuff is a little funky, especially because we had an episode in Spanish. We had a vlog instead of a podcast episode. So we'll talk more a little bit about that in a second. First, let me introduce myself. Those of you that know who I am, thank you for listening. Thank you for all the love comments that you guys send and comment all the time.
I know, low lives.
All the thirst traps I get sent is crazy.
You mean
For
all
those
the
of-
death all the death
All the
threats?
death threats, yeah. And for those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Cheeto,
My name is Joanna.
And I'm Jessie.
and we are
Los Brownies. Woo! Man.
I'm getting older, and it's not
Yeah.
getting easier listening to that.
You know what? I get ear infections every time I hear that.
Mm.
It really is wild.
But anyways, right, I want to update everyone about kind of like what we're doing now with the podcast.
Yeah.
We haven't like officially disclosed it like that, but I think now's the perfect time.
You know what? We have nothing to explain. We can do whatever the we want to do. That's right. You fucking heard us. Anyways, you can explain.
Yeah. Anyways, that's why we really get death threats.
Yeah. It's mostly me.
Yeah,
It's mostly
the
for
reason
me.
why it's the way we talk to you guys. No, but okay.
That's fair.
So I think moving forward, out of the month, generally, right, we have 4 weeks out of the month. We would post an episode each week. That would be 4 episodes a month. Moving forward, this is how the plan is gonna be. I want to let you guys know because we got you on the clock right now.
That's
too.
right.
We need you to clock out soon. You know, we don't want one. You know, if I were an employer, I would not give a shit about you doing. You know how like some people really care, like, you know, oh wow, like they're putting in extra time, like they stay after and this and that. If I were an employer, y'all motherfuckers better be clocked the fuck out.
At 4:30, get the fuck out.
Exactly.
I don't care what time you came in. Get the fuck out at 4:30.
Yeah. And anyways, so we're gonna have we're gonna have 2 regular podcast episodes in English, 1 podcast episode in Spanish, and then we're gonna have a vlog. So in total, we'll have 3 podcast episodes. 2 of them will be English, 1 of them in Spanish, and then a vlog. That's how.
That's how we want to do it. And if you don't like it, you have to watch. Did I just burn you out? Oh, dude.
That's
They're out here enjoying their pozole, man.
dude. Yeah. Damn.
Nah, I'm sorry. I have a lot of internalized anger. I'm sorry.
Can't, dude. You can't. You're not even letting them enjoy the recalentado.
Dude, I know. Yeah. You know when someone eats something and they're like,
shocked.
and then they get angry, they just drop everything.
Yeah. So that's kind of how we're gonna go about with the podcast. So thank you guys so much for those of you that have been sticking around. Everyone who's been commenting and liking, you know, we're a little surprised that you guys like the vlog. A lot of us did
thank
hit us up.
you.
I think we got a little bit more engagement with the vlog than the podcast. So
I mean, I'm
what
not
is that?
sick.
What is that telling us, you guys? You gotta like, you gotta comment, you gotta subscribe if you haven't.
Show it to your grandma.
Show it to everyone. Yeah.
Show the Spanish episode to your grandma.
Yeah. You can finally enjoy a little. I don't know.
A little of Los Brownies vulgarness with your parents.
Yeah, you know. Honestly, think
for the
about
whole family.
it. Think about it. Okay, let me just paint a picture for you guys.
A ver. Producción, can you put painting picture?
Open up Microsoft Paint. Go. Paint the picture.
Can you paint picture music? Music para pintar.
That's not the right kind of music.
I
but-
don't think so either. But you know what? Producción, pull fucking something.
Picture this, all right? It's those brownies, little vulgar language. It's after church.
That's right.
You're going home. You're going home after you've been blessed. Might as well sin a little bit with those brownies.
Ow!
And you can watch it now with your parents if your parents only speak Spanish. So if they speak only Spanish, even better. And if you don't, fucking loser ass. No es cierto, no es cierto.
If
You
you
know
have-
what you signed up for.
If you don't have parents, that's not our fault.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Dang. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll take it back.
No.
Did you hear the evil, cynical sound that Craig put? That's freaking. That's Jesse's intro. When Jesse walks into the room, what would be your intro? We'll do this, all right? Producción. You know, I think, yeah, you know which intros are, all right? Okay, do me a favor, okay? Okay, this is how our intros is, right? Whenever, like, I don't know, people are chit-chatting or whatnot, right? You two are talking, whatnot, and then I show up to the function.
Mm-hmm.
This is our intro song. We just show up, we pop up out of nowhere, like we're there, we're not there. So it'll be like this, like,
I was doing sign language. But this is not my dominant hand, so that's why.
Oh, okay.
I just...
Imagine we're like.
that would be my intro. That's my intro.
Love that for you.
This would be Jesse's right here. Yeah, you know, so I mean, how about this weather?
This weather has been spontaneous.
It's been-
I didn't expect it to rain on a
Been
Saturday.
feeling a little bit moist.
That's absolute facts. You know, also it's so funny because like when I go to work, I have a coat that I wear and it's a
Yeah.
long coat. It fits me like just above the ankles, like a whore. But it's really long, and I walk into work. I'm like, you guys, do I look like a supervillain? And they're like, yeah, and I'm like, love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. I walk around looking like a supervillain with the long ass black
Yeah.
coat. That's right.
Yeah. And now this would be Joanna's intro song. So Jesse, you and I talk, right?
Yeah.
So we're like,
So what's up? Hey, you owe me $5, dude.
I don't think I owe you $5.
Yes, you do.
I
You owe me your
think-
whole fucking life.
I think what I owe you is an apology.
That's right.
Spinning like a ballerina.
That's right.
Damn,
liars.
dude.
Because every time Joanna walks in, it's just good vibes. Every
just
time
good
Cheeto
vibes.
walks in,
It's stinky
You,
vibes.
you smell Cheeto from a mile away.
yeah. Every time I walk in, everybody leaves.
we all have a good. We're like the Powerpuff Girls,
That's right.
you know.
But the boys, the ones in. But brother, dude, can you put a picture of the Powerpuff Girls
Yeah,
as
exactly like
men?
that. Yep,
That's
yep,
right.
yep.
First of all, do you guys have a favorite Powerpuff Girl? Do you guys remember that show?
I do. I always like Blossom.
You know what? I felt.
Dude,
Wait, I'm not done.
I do this once a week at least, right? I like beatbox the
That's true, yeah.
Dun 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 dun
that
dun.
whoever.
I mean, it's
don't
iconic.
know.
When Buttercup comes in, he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
You know what it is? When I was little, I always wanted to be Bubbles.
Uh-huh.
And I felt like I kind of was. A little angry version of Bubbles, but there I was.
Okay, so
you
Buttercup.
were Buttercup.
Wait, I'm not done.
Go ahead. Go
As
ahead.
I got older, I'm like, I think I'm more of a Blossom, you know, more diplomatic, more.
Yeah.
But in this stage, I'm Buttercup. All the way. I am green, I am evil, and I am
No,
angry.
You got it wrong. You're him.
First of all, him?
Cunt.
Cunty, dude.
Dude,
You know his name's him, and his pronouns are they, them. You are.
Yes.
Cunty, dude.
Is he the devil?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the
Dude,
heels.
Yeah. What a
Drag
queen,
the
right?
dolls.
Yeah.
You can't tell nothing to the
Yeah,
dolls,
literally.
girl.
Okay, so
Okay.
here's a real question that we're getting asked like crazy.
We have a topic, I promise.
Who is who?
Who's whom?
From the Powerpuff Girls. Who is who from the Powerpuff Girls that isn't the Powerpuff Girls?
Okay.
Okay.
I low-key want to be the professor.
I'm Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo.
Please give that to me. Please.
Mojo Jojo.
Mojo
But
Jojo.
Behind that hair is
It's a brain, pure exposed flesh.
It talks
Just-
to me.
I don't know who I would be. I think I'd be what's his name? The princess?
Oh,
That-
yes.
That angry rich bitch.
The really bitter one that wants to be a Powerpuff Girl.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
does everything in her power to
Just
to
because she has
try.
money, but she does
Yeah.
not have the
Mhm.
powers. Yeah.
I think I would be.
Who would you be?
You know, there's like a little group of bandits.
That's right. You're the
Right?
fat one.
I'm the really. Yeah.
Producción, as we say this, can you put the pictures of each one?
Okay. Anyways,
Stop, ya basta. The
This-
stupidez says you guys. Yeah.
Aki, you're over here distracting me. You guys, come on. I'm following the teleprompter, and
You're
Craig,
like 2 minutes behind.
we're 2 minutes behind on the teleprompter, dude. Apenas puedo leerlo, and it's in Korean too. So y'all need to help me figure out.
No,
translating
it's in
that.
Russian, remember?
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
it's in Russian.
This is the Russian episode.
Yeah.
That's right. Hi.
ahead.
Hola.
Cuba.
Okay, so for today's episode, we want to talk about something that I think it could be a really funny conversation,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I think it could be a very serious, deep conversation. It's just perspective on
Yeah.
the topic, right? So today we're gonna talk about
La plata.
El money.
la mula,
El billuyo. Así mero.
No,
Thank
so
you.
This
How
is
nasty. Qué feos somos, dura ambición por el dinero.
I know.
Dude.
Yeah.
Qué feos somos.
Well, money makes the world go round,
It
baby.
does.
What can I
and
tell you?
I hate that so much.
But it's facts.
And let's start with the like. Yes, we're gonna talk about money.
Money.
thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for
What was that?
we told the audience complete silence, okay? No one fucking yell shit out loud.
Don't give us the answers.
Speak until spoken to, okay? No, it's lightly touching the topic of money. I want to go to a topic that I feel like
Lightly touching, I'm gonna bounce my ass all over.
Eh, I want to touch a quote that I heard from Jim Carrey, but I'm sure has been said by a lot of rich people.
Yeah.
And that is, you think you can guess at the same time as I'm saying it?
Yes.
Excuse me.
Money does
doesn't
not buy happiness.
Happiness.
Exactly.
I think that's false.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's false.
That's absolute false.
I absolutely.
Only rich people say that.
Only
I
rich people
absolutely
say
agree
that.
with
rich
you.
people say that.
That is absolutely not true. Because if I had Jim, I would take Jim Carrey's money right now. Where he at? Bring him over. I would
Yeah.
take his money right now in a heartbeat. If he doesn't want it because it doesn't make him happy, I'll take it.
Gladly
Gladly.
take it.
Happily
I
take
think
it.
I can live the rest of my life rich, wealthy, and very happy.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has problems. But I'd rather have problems with money. I'd rather have problems with a nice
Yeah.
fat paycheck in
Yep.
my bank account.
Because
Yep.
money can solve a lot of problems.
It can. Money can solve like 95% of the problems that I have right now. A big
Yep.
part of my problems is incorporated to poverty.
Ew.
I know. I'm
You're
sorry.
poor.
Eres pobre?
I'm sorry. Eres pobre, ¿qué?
Eres pobre?
Eres pobre.
Es negro. That's
Quiero ver a
crazy.
mi hijo. Quiero ver a mi hijo. ¿Qué? Damn, they put the little baby in blackface, dude. They just
It wasn't a real black baby.
It
was
wasn't?
it? I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like Mexico
Dude, I wouldn't
would.
doubt it.
Yeah.
I feel like Mexico's so surreal
yeah.
and like
you know who gets really like deep and shit like that?
whom? Nice.
Oh, wow.
That was from the heart.
that brought a tear to my eye, brother. No.
Okay, no. But anyways, okay, yeah.
But I wanted to. Oh, my pornography is fully exposed. No, dude,
Oh my
what
God.
was
I
I
saw a
googling?
video of
Producción, can you zoom in? Why was I googling the Pope playing basketball?
Let me see that. That's fucking. Why is he in the air?
Why am I the Pope Francis NBA? that is none of your guys' business, okay? I kind of wanted to share some statistics from the 2023 U.S. Census Bureau.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to figure out because last time I checked, we're Latinos, right? Raise your hand.
Me.
Ma'am.
Present.
Present.
Ma'am,
In the
take one.
flesh.
Ma'am, I'll go ahead and give you one more opportunity. Take one last look at me. This is 100% American.
Oh shit! All right,
110% Caucasian.
that's right.
No, me being 0.05% Caucasian from Iowa.
And
Ma'am, take a look at me one more time.
Okay,
Do
these are
not
my roots.
categorize me with these stinky Mexicans.
These are my roots. Anyways, I found the statistics that do you guys know what net worth means?
Yes, because I Google it all the time with celebrities.
Yes, so
Google Los Brownies network. Y'all gonna be
dude,
shocked.
negative
It's gonna be like
15,
negative-
$15.
From the canes
So-
we got
so-
yesterday.
According to just a quick Google search, net worth means how much you're worth based on all your valuable assets, minus all your liabilities. So everything that you have, and everything that you owe, and then lo que queda.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so-
that's
That's
not
how-
just like
So
money.
even-
It's like
even-
your property.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Your
all,
car, like us regular, we're not the Jeff Bezos of the world, unfortunately, with that kind of money. But for us, it could be like the house, the car, put that together, minus your student loans, your credit card, like all that
Right,
kind of
right,
stuff.
right.
And then what's left off for me would be negative $3 million. But that would be your net worth. So I was kind of Googling like what's the net worth of a Latino household. And according to the 2023 U.S. Census Bureau, Latino households have a median net worth of a whopping $52,000.
A year?
No, just in their
In
lifetime,
total.
in their generation, their net worth.
You know, the Pope had $100 to his name when he died.
Oh,
took
shout
it-
out,
he
dude.
chose-
He had more
Wow.
than me. He had more than me. The Pope died rich in my eyes.
You know, I have to tell you guys something, and this is you can fact check me, okay?
Wait until you hear the statistics for the other races. You're gonna die.
Oh,
No, listen. The Pope might have had $100, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, during Trump's first term,
Mm-hmm.
he only accepted $1. So to me, that's my Pope.
What the fuck are you saying?
Trump's so
up.
bad, man.
Stop bringing
Dude.
it
I'm
up,
trying
bro.
to. I'm
It's just-
trying to.
wait.
I'm trying to.
Like we hate him so much, dude. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, you know, like I want to look stupid. You see how stupid I look when that's my Pope.
Yeah.
Dude, you could clip that,
that's
and I
what-
bet all the white conservative people
Oh
are
my
gonna be
God.
like,
Hey,
"Oh
clip
my
that,
god,
clip that,
these
clip
Los
that.
Brownies
Clip that, clip that,
podcast
clip that.
is the
Yeah,
best podcast in the world."
Dude.
They're gonna go horny for
Wait
it.
till they see the whole episode.
Dude, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this, garbage?"
They're not going to.
What's
Come
this
on.
Arab talking about my president? Fuck these Trumpers.
Oh, what
damn.
are these wetbags doing? Are they here? Somebody go check on them. Yes. So that's for Latinos.
Okay.
Their net worth.
52,000.
Sorry for my loud breathing too. This microphone
And
catches
I
everything.
actually and so that's for Latinos. For black income, black net worth. The net worth for black people, there you go. For black families is $44,000.
What?
The net income for white households is $285,000. Damn, you really have that much money or that much valuables? Qué bueno, eh? Qué bueno. Here's a better one. The
Yeah.
net income for Asian American households is $536,000. Now,
That's half a milli.
that's $500,000 right there. Now, this is according to the Bureau back in 2023. Times have changed, but I don't think
2 years.
I don't think maybe you lost
Not
one.
that drastically.
It's not
though.
that drastic. Also, if
Holy
you're white
shit.
and you're poor and you're like, I've never had that kind of money in my lifetime, median average net income.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. You did something wrong. That's your fault.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Your people
the
are doing
cards are
good.
in your favor, honey.
Your people are doing good. Isn't that crazy? So like, and that's all the research I did
Yeah.
for. That's all the research I did.
And you know, a quick shout out to Harvard University because
Oh,
right
yeah.
now what's going on. This to me amazes me. I'll get back to that in a second.
Mhm.
It amazes me how when you go to higher education, and by higher education, of course, I mean after high school.
Yeah.
When you start higher education, you start to learn about a lot of diversity backgrounds, and just so many different things that could affect individuals, communities, etc. And we learn about these things like these are facts.
Yeah.
We learn about these things. These
It's
are
research-based information.
Research-based information. And there are still people out there that deny that the existence of the inequality of, of people of color. And did I ever tell you a story that I used to think I was white?
Yes, you
I
told us
you that
before.
story.
Yeah.
I want to retouch that story one
Real
more
quick.
time because that's, yes, you know, it laughs and giggles and shit like that,
Yeah.
right? But for everyone who hasn't heard the story, let me retell it real quick. Basically, when I was a kid, and at first, you know, I tell the story as a joke. I'll go ahead and just say it as a joke because it is funny. But then I'll get to what was so wrong.
What was the
about
point
that.
about? I don't think that was wrong. I don't think it was your fault.
No,
I don't think it was
How
your
old were
fault.
you?
No, not me. I was not in the wrong.
Yeah.
Baby, look at me.
Look at all this.
Look at all this.
Do you see anything wrong here?
There's nothing wrong with this.
All I see is white.
I mean, can you do poses? Can you do poses and I'll do the voices? I would pose.
Okay.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. The masculinity. The power. The skinny.
Oh, it's because it disappears.
I would do it again. Do it again. Oh, look at him. Look at him. He's holding in his shit.
There's something about this pose that, like, it had a chokehold on
Every
like, the
2010s.
Yeah, like 2010 models. It was this shit all the time.
Producción, can you put pictures of models? That's right. Oh.
This face, you might think this is a face of seduction. No, this is a face of pain, dude. This fucking
100% paid.
I don't understand what was up with that move, but the older I've gotten,
It
we need to bring it back.
Dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
something
it
about
amplified skinniness, okay? Come on. You
It
wouldn't
drew
get
your
it. You
attention to the non-existent
It
waist.
got us
That's-
looking. It was doing what it was meant
That's
to
right.
do.
You wouldn't get
No.
it.
So, okay, I remember. So the story was that I remember being in 5th grade, and there was a test. At the time, it was called the CST. I don't know what it's called now, or if they have a different version of it.
The
Is
standard.
it like a
The California
state?
Standard Test. Yeah, this was like the biggest test of the year for like
Yeah.
these kids, and it was just to check, I guess, exactly where the kids were at, you know, educationally or whatnot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I remember in the beginning of the exam, right? You have to write your name and whatnot. It also tells you to write down your ethnicity and your race.
Well, remember there was a time where the Hispanic Latino was not there.
Well,
Yeah.
that wasn't there.
It wasn't there. Yeah.
That's exactly where I'm going with this.
Oh.
Hispanic Latino wasn't there. Now, this was the elementary school that I went to. We're from Santana.
Santana, homie.
That's just that's how it's called now, right? On Santana. I went to the elementary school that's on McFadden and Bristol.
Call him out.
King Elementary School, Martin Luther King Elementary School. It used to be this huge yellow bright ass school. Now it's gray.
It looks like a prison.
It looks like a prison. It looks like that episode of the Powerpuff Girls cuando estaba that like clown, and the clown turned sad, and now it was turning
everything's
gray.
sad.
He
Yeah,
took
yeah.
the color out of everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's
Trump
life right now.
That's
Yeah.
Trump right now.
For real.
Anyways, and I remember all the kids. I mean, we were all little Mexican kids, and maybe a couple like from Guatemala and whatnot, right? Pero we had asked our teacher. She was Asian teacher, and she was just as confused as we were.
Honey, I don't know.
We were like, hey, like we aren't black, we aren't Asian, but we're not white. Like,
What are we?
What do we put?
Yeah.
And I remember she told us, all of us, this was fucking crazy. She told us, she's like, you guys are gonna mark down white. You guys are white. And we all looked at each other. We were like, oh
shit.
yeah, you know, because I hate this so bad because I still see it with like older generation people también, right? Something about white at the time growing up, looking at all the older people, was such a luxury. It was so bougie being white.
Oh yeah.
Or knowing someone
It was
white.
luxury.
Oh, that shit pisses me off, dude. And so that's kind of where like, oh shit, and we like even the kids around we were almost owning it. We were all like, hey, what do you mean we're Mexican? We're white.
We're white, okay.
We're white, and we speak.
Put some respect on my name, Panfidio.
You know, and so that you know, it's obviously
Yeah.
a funny story, right? But at some point at my age growing up, I didn't realize that I was Mexican. I mean, I knew that I knew people from Mexico and that my family was from Mexico. But again, I was too little and I didn't know like what.
Yeah, I
all
mean,
this
your
stupid
teacher
shit.
just said you're white,
Exactly,
so you're like,
you know?
fuck it.
And so I was like, shit, okay, I guess I'm white. You know, when was the first time that I really felt like an economical like
Person.
no, an economical. What do you call it? Like what we're inflation. There we go. The first time I ever felt and I think we can all relate to this. I want to say maybe let's go back maybe to like 2009, 2009,
Yeah.
2010 area. This is the very first time that I guarantee all of us felt economical inflation.
When you just felt inflation.
Huh?
Inflation.
Yeah, inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I could just say inflation.
You
huh?
could just say
Yeah.
inflation.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
No
You're
worries.
good. You're good.
This is the first time. At some point, elementary schools had a big ass cookie like this, and it used to be 1/4.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden, in a week, something changed. We came back, and it was $1.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
$1. Are you kidding me? A 75 cents
I bet the cookie got smaller too.
inflation? Dude. This was
Ridiculous.
No.
this was blasphemy. I'm telling you that right now.
Disgrace.
You
It
know,
was disgusting.
you know what else showed us inflation?
What?
The hot Cheeto, the hot fries, because they used to be $2,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
it was on the bag $2.
Now it's
Mhm.
$2.50.
Now it's not $2 anymore.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen that the Arizona teas? They all say $1 on the actual bottle,
Mhm.
or like $2 or whatever it is, and like so the liquor stores that get the Arizona tea covered it up with a different price.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
did see
hear. I saw Arizona like put on a statement that if they see like places charge more than 99 cents for it, to report it to them. That way they don't sell.
That's right.
Oh,
Dude,
wow.
the
those
Arizona iced
companies.
tea guy, the CEO, the white dude, coolest dude ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good dude right there.
And you know, I think one of the first times that I feel like a lot of us went through financial burdens, unfortunately, was even in elementary school.
Yeah.
Because I remember one of the first times to like it's such a core memory for me that I have it engraved because it was such a shock for me, right?
Yeah.
I remember we were getting school lunch. I put in my little
Your ID number?
my little ID number. I got my lunch, and the lunch lady looked at me and she said, $150. And I laughed, and I was like, you almost got me.
Yeah, I'm
And
a
I
guy,
left.
bitch.
And I
Yeah.
left. I ate my lunch like nothing. The next day, I came back, and she said, $3. And I was like, okay, ma'am, like that shit was gold yesterday. You're pushing your luck right now, you know?
Not funny
But I was
anymore.
in 3rd grade. I was like, ma'am, you're pushing your luck. Yesterday was perfect.
Yeah.
You had the right
So
pitch. I was
overplayed.
like, what's going on
This
right
was
now?
your 3rd year in the 3rd grade, huh?
yeah. And she was like, no. She's like, I'm not joking. Because it was just a Mexican lady. She's like, I'm not joking. You owe $3. Yesterday, you didn't pay for your lunch. You owe $3.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm going crazy. I'm like, I'm going to have to pull a lot of strings.
What am I gonna do? Let me call my lawyer.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on, you guys? Like, this is $3 too much. I don't have this kind of money. Like, what am I? Like fucking Jeff Bezos here?
Yeah,
like,
$3 every
trying to have
time.
lunch here, you know? That was one of the first financial burdens that
me too.
that unfortunately taught me a lesson way early on in my childhood, in a way that I don't think should have been taught. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, and I also think like we were taught at a young age like that how
Mhm.
money's so important. If you don't have money, you will not eat. Right? Yo duré like 7 months without eating lunch, dude, because I had
Really?
to pay. And I remember I had submitted the application
No
and
wonder
they
you're so skinny.
Skinny. That was a
Uh-huh.
culture shock to me too when I moved
Wow.
over here, because growing up in Colorado, like school lunch was included,
Right,
and the
Yeah.
ladies actually cooked the lunch
Oh,
every
what?
day.
Hey,
Mhm.
dude, good
That's
quality
that's some
food
Mexico
for
shit right there.
yeah, that's some American shit right there. I mean,
Yeah.
that's some rich people stuff. I'm sorry, my bad, my bad.
Yeah, and so when I moved over here, it was my freshman year,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember I got my lunch, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, this is all packaged, whatever, it's like California thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the lady was like, oh, like you have to pay for it, and I was like, I have to pay? She's like, yeah, you have to pay for it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I brought no money with me, and I was
Yeah.
so shocked, and I was
Yeah,
like,
so they
what the
literally take your
fuck?
food away. Yeah.
and I was so in disbelief, and I was like shocked, and she was like, oh, no te preocupes, mija, like I'll just add it to your tab. I'm like, That's right.
Dude, yeah.
That's good.
At least
That's
you were a
all- and you
freshman
know
in
what?
high school, dude. I was the third grader.
Dude,
it
my
was
third year of
shocked.
third
I was
grade.
in middle school, girl. I was like,
Yeah.
you're stealing, robé pan para mis hijos. Robé pan para mí, para mis hijos. In middle school, yeah.
Can I tell you guys a crazy story?
What's up?
Yeah.
This goes even further to kindergarten.
Damn,
And
in Mexico.
Yeah. And I was in kindergarten in Mexico.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We
I think I know what you're gonna say.
about the lunch.
Yeah.
Yep. And I remember it was lunchtime, and what they had was morisqueta at the time. And so it was
You don't
like
even like
It
beans.
was I don't like beans. No.
Or
That
sour
was
cream.
really good though. And I remember they
cheese.
had it was 5 pesos for the morisqueta, and I was gonna go to a recess, and I told the teacher, I was like, hey, can you hold on to my billuyo, please? And she's like, yeah, no problem. And I would tell her that every recess because it was 5 pesos. I didn't want to lose it. And then by the time lunch came, and I was like, oiga, maestra, I was like, ¿tiene mis 5 pesos que me guardó? And she's like, ¿qué 5 pesos? She fucking finessed
Pinche
me,
ladrón.
dude.
She
Oh,
got
nice.
the
She
morisqueta.
finessed.
Yeah.
She's like,
She's
Like,
like,
¿qué 5 pesos?
yo no vi nada.
Dude, she finessed the shit out of me, man.
Ah, you know,
And that's,
you got
that's-
played, brother.
That's the fun part, though, right? Was when you're an adult now, you get to do that to children.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
steal their school lunch money.
Yes,
right,
yes.
that's
and,
right.
and also another thing, real quick. Yesterday, Joanna and I went to AMC. We went to the AMC theater, and we typically go to the Century 25 theater in Anaheim because it's
Yeah,
cheaper,
Cinemark.
and I feel like it's better. I don't know, right? And we went to the AMC yesterday. A lot of stuff to unpack there. A lot of shit to unpack. But one of the things, I guess this was a little side note, is that we were watching Star Wars, and there was a scene where Anakin, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it,
20 fucking
years
years later.
where Anakin Skywalker literally killed a shit ton of children. Or I should probably censor that.
Jedi children.
Yeah.
He
Okay,
unalived.
in the movie,
He lightsabered them.
there we go. In the movie, Anakin literally slashed all the children.
Shout out.
And unalived them. And as soon as he did that, everyone in the theater started cheering and clapping.
Dude.
It was legit.
It's because everybody's in their villain era.
What are your guys' thoughts on like unorthodox ways of getting money? Like
Oh.
OnlyFans,
Hey, get
like,
your money, girl.
strip club,
Get your money.
strippers, dancers, things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Uh-huh.
the consensus between all of us is that we support it
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
fully. So
1000%.
I don't think we have to
There's
talk
I-
about
nothing
it.
to disagree on that. Girls, get your money. I think the guys get mad. They're like, "Oh my God, you're run down. You're run down. I'm like,
You're
but
mad
why?
'cause
But
you
what?
can't do it.
You mad because you can't do it? Also, like, why do you think these girls are making millions and millions and millions of dollars and buying houses out of your cheapy ass money? Because the demand is there, baby boy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
demand is there.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And I hate seeing men and like those girls comments are like, "Oh my God, you're trash. Like, what does your
Mhm.
family think of you?"
That's the
Like, shut
stupidest
the
thing.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually wanted to ask another question now that you brought that up.
Mhm.
What are some things that you guys do to save money?
Spend it.
I have.
Shout out.
The more I
The
spend
more
it,
you spend, the more you get.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah. The more I spend money, the more I realize in the future, like, I should stop. And that helps. That really helps.
I have automatic transfers from like my checking to my savings.
Oh, that's such a smart idea.
Yeah.
And then once you get that paycheck with everything already paid off and or like already distributed, it's so helpful to you're like, okay, well I have this money, I'm gonna make it work with this.
yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. It's really, I feel like it's really hard to save money.
Yeah.
Especially because, again, right, everything is so expensive. And recently I just got put into this whole idea of like time is money.
Mm-hmm.
I got it from a very close friend of ours. And I was just like, the way they explained it, like time is money. I'm like, I would always hear like, I don't know, like the ignorant rich white people say shit like that. And I'm like, that's really stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But then the older I've gotten and the way que me lo explicó our friend was like, time really is money.
Oh yeah.
Which is why, I mean, I don't know if we feel bougie enough to mention that we have someone coming cutting the grass.
I think that's just because we're lazy to do it ourselves.
Facts. Okay, I was just
I don't
Absolute
think. Yeah, I
fan.
don't think.
It's not because
Save-
we're not
No.
that busy. We're just
Yeah.
lazy, or we don't do it well.
There you go. Yeah.
No servimos.
No,
You,
but, yeah.
I told the cleaning lady that came in, I was like, señora, es que no servimos pa nada. No servimos.
That
She just
is
started
facts,
cracking.
dude.
She started
Yeah.
crying like, no servimos para el quehacer, pa nada. Oiga. She just started cracking up. But yeah, no, I think it's hard. It's especially when our medium net worth is so little. Like, how do we do to get out of it?
And let me ask you
I don't
guys
know.
another question. How do you feel knowing that stat? How does that make you feel? Do you internalize it?
I think for me it makes me feel really sad that our community is not thriving as I think we could have the potential to, because we put so little value in such hard work that we do, especially when you're doing mostly manual labor. But at the same time, I feel like there's, and I speak for myself as well, there's an like, you don't know that your time could be worth that much, or people see you and they immediately think cheap labor, so that's all you can sell yourself is, you just want some money. So okay, you'll put yourself as cheap labor, because as someone that doesn't do labor work, I work in an office, multiple offices, and again, I have multiple jobs, and even then, you know, but even though I don't work like laborious jobs, I try to get a raise and I didn't get it. But a lot of it is my fault, which is fine. But
A lot of it or all of it?
all of it. You know, but I feel so bad for myself that I even offered to get paid what I'm being paid now. And I'm not trying to be bitter or anything. If anybody at work is watching for my job, I'm not trying to be bitter or anything like that. I wish I would have advocated for myself a little more. There's someone that had been working less than me and she's making more money now. And I was like, I'm sure she fought for it because she is also.
Mm-hmm. And I get that though,
and
because
that's it. That, I mean,
Yeah,
that's all
no.
I'll say.
Yeah.
I wish I would have advocated for myself more. And
Yeah.
even though I'm not working labor's job, and don't get me wrong, I'm happy with my work. Like it pays enough. I get through it.
Mhm.
But I know there are people who are not like that. But even well, my point is that even when you're at the professional level, you still undervalue your work.
Mhm.
Just when someone works at a laborer's job, they should be paid fairly as well.
Another thing, like with the stat that you were saying, right, where like Latinos have like an average net worth of 54,000, right?
Yeah.
I think it also, like, traditionally with Latino households, it's always like one sole provider.
Yeah. That's all.
You know, like it's always one breadwinner, and then it's usually the wife that stays at home and is a stay-at-home wife. And I feel like it just makes me so sad to think about if, like, once their kids are grown and like they're out in college or they're just like with their new families,
or working.
like
Yeah.
what happens to the moms, you know, like they're
Yeah.
just left with no more obligations.
Yeah.
They have like no careers. Like they just
Mhm.
have like no money for retirement. They're just relying on their husbands. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's just such a
That's really
That's
sad.
so unfair.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go.
It's
That's
so
really
unfair for that person.
yeah, because
Yeah.
they just devoted themselves so much to other people that
And
they
being
just
a
forgot
mother.
to invest in themselves. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like when it comes down to like the financial aspect of it, it's like what do you do?
Yeah.
Right.
Literally.
Oof. Hey, production, clip that. That's a
That-
clip right
that's
there.
a good one.
You know, I want to, I mean, you know, based off of that, I feel like my parents and I feel like a lot of people who are listening, I feel like our parents are probably on the same boat. And I just spoke to my mom about it, that my dad, the job that he had here, the company had to move out of state. And my dad was like, well, I can't really move out of state because this is where, you know, the support is at for me. And the
Yeah.
company, and he lost his job. Honestly, could have had unemployment, didn't. I just feel like that's a resource that a lot of our parents aren't really aware of, or maybe it just
I think
is
there's a negative stigma to being under unemployment
yeah.
because people think, and look, I'm not gonna get into the shit that people say, but the whole point of unemployment is for you to like have a little bit of income while you get another job.
Yeah.
Are there people that abuse it? Yes, there are people that abuse it, regardless of race. Oh, it's because it's this particular race and this blah, blah, blah. Regardless of race, people abuse social services. Period.
So we ended up moving to Mexico because we were just I mean, my dad was the main provider,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom was the typical, housewife taking care of the kids. And we ended up moving to Mexico because my dad was like, well, like my parents are also sick, and they're older, and I need to be over there to take care of them. And I just lost my job here, and I was sending money from here. So now I lost this job because the job company, the site moved. I need to go over there and start taking care of them myself.
Mhm.
That's another conversation for a different time because my dad has like 6 or 7 other siblings, and it's so unfortunate that those other siblings couldn't even step in and take that kind of lead or charge. And I know that's another thing that our parents, a lot of us, this is the crazy thing, a lot of us would be like, oh my gosh, my parents too, but some of you guys, your parents are the ones ignoring the Oh, we're not gonna talk about that though. We're not gonna make sure to like and subscribe, bro.
Qué feo, son. That's for the Patreon.
That's for the Patreon.
Subscribe to the Patreon, and we will give out names. We'll give out names and addresses.
No, and but yeah, that was a whole situation, which is why we moved to Mexico, right? It all ties back with money, and we went to school in Mexico, and who said money? Who? Just because I didn't hear that well.
Money.
No, and I remember there was one time. This will be my closing. This will be my closing story.
All right.
For us,
You've been trying to close for a long time.
Honey, these legs never close.
Oh.
So there was this one time where I clearly remember when we went to school, Jesse and I, we went to the same elementary school in Mexico.
Shout out to Emiliano Zapata, dude. Emiliano
there we
Zapata
go,
School.
yeah. And when we were there, we got out of class at the same time, and we would walk home together.
Yeah.
Afuerita se ponían la gente que vendía esquites or se vendían
Fruta,
lo que sea.
Yeah.
Right? Jesse and I got out. We waited for each other.
Mm-hmm.
We were walking. I clearly, like, it's a core memory. You're right here in front of me. I don't know what you remember. I clearly remember Jesse telling me, do you want an esquite?
I did say that. Yeah.
And I said, you got money? And she said, yep.
I never said yes. I just said,
This-
you want an
what
esquite?
did I just say? What did I say? I said, this is what I remember.
Okay.
I said, do you have money? And I clearly remember Jesse saying, I got money. We went, we ordered the esquite, and the guy, cuando nos dio esquite, he told us it's going to be like, I don't know,
10 pesos.
like 10 pesos. And Jessie looked over at me, and she said, pay the man. And I said, I don't have money. I thought you had money. And she said, I thought you had money. And then we ran.
With the esquite.
With this kid or without it?
No,
Wait,
we
girl, we
ran
took
away.
it.
Yeah.
This is how I remember. Like, ¿quieres un esquite? I was like, ¿quieres un esquite? Like, I remember, like, question, like, do you want one?
Mm-hmm.
And then you were like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. He said, yeah, let's go. So I thought you had money. But
That makes
anyways,
sense.
anyways.
Yeah, no, but anyways, the guy que vende esquites, I mean, we live right across. For those of you worried.
No, we didn't steal from them. They knew.
No,
He knew who our parents were.
We did steal.
Facts.
But he did know who our parents were.
He cashed in later.
And he cashed in
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
So it was not a big deal for him. But we
He
definitely.
probably just saw you guys running away. And
Yeah.
He was like, what did it say? Estos
Yeah,
Pinches
pinches guaches.
squinkles.
guachillos. There you go.
Guaches.
Estos guachillos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we pulled the biggest heist of Michoacan history.
You're a fucking idiot.
We pulled the biggest heist of Michoacan history, Jesse and I.
That's right. They're
We
still
st-
looking for us.
We stole 2 esquites,
Wanted.
and they were
stealing
really
esquites.
fucking good.
El pinche calorón que estaba haciendo,
Yeah,
dude.
too,
El
yeah.
chile yo con esquites.
Oh my god. That's
But
so
okay,
funny.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say. I just think it's sad that we need money
money.
to survive.
Hey.
We need money. The money does make the world go round. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how much of a spiritualist you are or a capitalist you are. We know that money makes the world go round. So,
It
gente de mi
does.
raza, cuiden su dinero, cuiden ustedes, cuiden su familia y cuiden el culo.
Okay, so for today, this week, we have a special shout out to an individual that Joanna and I got to see. And it's crazy to think that it's been that long that I mean, it feels like it wasn't that long that we saw them.
Mhm.
But then now that we're recording right now, thinking back, now it feels like, damn, it feels
It's
like
been
a
a
long
while.
time since you're right? Okay. So Joanna and I ended up going to Coachella. We got free tickets, and it was really fun, and it was so new. It was so different than what we're used to, right? And we ended up meeting with a special friend from a different podcast over there. If you guys are interested, check them out. Their podcast is called Vive con Huevos. We want to give a special shout out to Mario. Mario, man. First of all, Mario was fucking tall as fuck.
I was not expecting that.
I was not expecting my man to. I was like, bro, what are you doing with the podcast, bro? I need you down in the paint. I need a basketball in your hand right
That's
now,
right. I need you in the NBA right now.
dude.
Go to the court.
I was not ready for Mario to be like 6'3".
Really?
My man is
tall,
huge,
yeah.
dude. He was so tall.
As you can tell, they said 2 tickets to Coachella, not 3.
Yeah.
So I wasn't involved.
And and then Mario was showing us around, and we got to chat a little bit with Mario, and it was really fun. Mario's you're really chill. You're really chill, bro. You're super chill. It was really fun
Super
talking to you,
cool.
and it was crazy because también it was I mean, think about it, right? It's such a big event. It's Coachella,
Yeah.
right?
Lots of people go.
Yeah, of course, yeah, yeah. A lot of
Because
tickets.
it's a really big event.
A lot of tickets sold.
That's right. Lots
Yeah.
of wristbands out there. Yes, with a couple artists.
It's a big event, so you would think that okay, like let's go with I don't know, like a group of friends or whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Joanna and I, right? So our plan was just gonna be us. Randomly, I got a phone call from Mario, and he was like, "Hey, can I join you guys? I got a free ticket too." And we're like, "Dude, hell yeah!" So it was so crazy también because it wasn't just a day at Coachella together. It was also the first day that we
met
girl.
him.
There's a lot going on right here over here. It was also the first day that we met Mario too. So it was also an introduction.
Yeah.
And we together we all spent an 8-hour shift together, and it was really nice meeting you. And hopefully we get a future collab or a future vlog-in. One of those things. Maybe we can go have a mukbang.
Oh, mukbang.
A mukbang.
A Vive
is
con
crazy.
Huevos ex LBP.
Yeah.
Damn,
dude.
mukbang. Dude, a ver quién traga más. Watch me beat Mario. If you're looking at this,
This is a personal challenge.
this is a personal
right now.
challenge. I know you're 6'3" and you're much bigger than me, and you probably can inhale and eat a lot more than me because biology, that's how it works. But I still can beat you.
So this week, a huge shout out to you, Mario, and a huge shout out to you guys over there at Vivo con Huevos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have one thing to tell you guys. I love
Alabao.
you.
Alabao.
Alabim. Bon. Ba. Mario.
Mario.
Ra, ra, ra.